I thought we would start this hour with an analysis because Bill it really has been consistent in identifying Howie Roseman as the major problem here. I've actually seen a couple of questions about that on the X where people go, Howie's not getting much of a blame. Well, right here he has, because Bill has been hammering him about the lack of defensive selections that have helped this team. Now, Bill, you're going to do a kind of a player analysis here through the eyes of Howie Roseman. So go right ahead.
Yeah, so we could start with the draft picks because you look at the NFL being a salary cap league. You need players that are still on their affordable 4-year, sometimes 5 if you're drafted in the first round, rookie contracts because you can't pay everybody. You can't have stars at every position unless you've drafted them. So I went back and looked. We can go all the way back to 2020. That's 5 drafts. Howie Roseman has taken 22 defensive players. I'm going to read the names of these players, Mike, and just get your reaction. Let's go to 2020. Here's the 4 players that Howie Roseman drafted on the defensive side of the football. Davion Taylor, Kevon Wallace, Sean Bradley, and Casey Tuhill. Do you know what all 4 of them have in common, Mike?
They're no longer in football.
Well, none of them are on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. Casey Tuhill.
Casey Tuhill actually playing for the Buffalo Bills.
He is?
I think he had a fumble recovery.
Yeah, I think he's on the Bills.
Sack.
Davion Taylor. Well, he went on a mission. He missed playing football for a year and a half, but we think he's got potential.
Yeah, Tuhill's on the Bills. Sean Bradley, Rancocas Valley kid. He's not playing.
Texans practice squad.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad. Kevon Wallace, what's he up to?
Right? Sean Bradley, Temple
That's
made.
right. Temple made, Temple proud.
All right, so that's your 2020 draft picks. Let's go to 2021. Patrick Johnson, Jacoby Stevens, Teron Jackson, Marlon Tupelotu, Zach McPherson, and Milton Williams. 1 for 6. Only Milton Williams is still on the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go to 2022. First-round draft pick, Jordan Davis. Third round, Nakobe Dean. 6th round, Kyron Johnson. Well, Johnson's not on the Eagles anymore. How you feel about Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean?
They got guilted into selecting Nakobe Dean. Because they do this a lot, where they go, wow, that's great value. Look, everybody passed on Nakobe Dean. We're going to take him here. They do that a lot.
Yeah. And
Howie does that a lot.
Howie does it, and they came into last year and now this season with all their hopes at linebacker on Nakobe Dean. I'm still not seeing it. Well, let's go to last year's draft. Jalen Carter. Give him that one. Although I think Jalen Carter needs to be motivated. We talked about it yesterday. He's not consistent enough. Let's look at the other draft picks. Nolan Smith, first-round draft pick. I said it in the summertime, and I got killed a little bit on X and Instagram for it. I said Nolan Smith's going to be a bigger bust than Marcus Smith.
You remember when he got up there bragging about how he selects those SEC players?
Yeah, not really working out. Then you have Sidney Brown.
And everybody was in agreement. He's so
great.
savvy. He gets some guys from the SEC. Well, you got to maybe look deeper than the conference.
Well, and I've had people say to me, oh, well, when he made those selections, everybody thought they were good selections. But we're not the GM of the Eagles.
No, because we watch TV, and they're on TV every week. That's why we thought they were good selections.
Yeah. But it's also not up to us to identify. It's not our full-time job to be identifying talent for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's Howie Roseman's job.
Correct.
So you got Nolan Smith, who I think is going to be a bust. Sidney Brown, who I like, who's hopefully coming back from an ACL tear, but you don't know. Keely Ringo, I also like him, but you just don't know. Maro Ajomo had some moments but doesn't play often. And then you look at this year's draft, looks like Quinyon Mitchell, great pick. But you still don't know about Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. So not including this rookie class because you really don't know. You look at the 4 drafts prior to this, what do you feel good about? Jalen Carter and only Jalen Carter?
That's very well stated, Bill. And Nick Sirianni should be fired. No, I'm just kidding.
Hold on. It gets worse.
No, great analysis.
Well, and it gets worse.
What?
Because then let's say, all right, well, maybe he can't draft, but he certainly knows how to sign free agents. Last year, these were the defensive free agents signed. Greedy Williams, Justin Evans, Terrell Edmonds, Nick Morrow, Contavious Street, Zach Cunningham, Miles Jack, Josiah Scott, Shaq Leonard.
PU.
PU is right. This offseason, Bryce Huff, Devin White, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Zach Bond, if you want to give him credit. I think that was Fangio. So he can't draft defensive talent. He's not identifying free agent defensive talent. And when they finally get a good defensive player, TJ Edwards, they let him walk. Marcus Epps, they let him walk. Hassan Reddick, they trade him. And you look at the defense and where they've ranked for 2 straight seasons, but yeah, it's Sirianni's fault.
Maybe the first, well, see, now you went too far. But this could be the first time that I don't have a retort to you because that was very well done.
Thank you, Michael.
There you go.
Ray, you got anything
Except
for
you
me?
had to throw in that, but it's Sirianni's fault.
Well, no, I'm just.
You got to get,
It's because.
that's
puts the tagline on.
Yes.
makes it so difficult to ever be fully on your side. If you could just for a second take the Sirianni thing and throw it out the window and criticize someone in a vacuum, it'd be so much easier to ever just say, you know what, Bill? Good point.
You're right. And people on YouTube are reminding me he also traded for Kevin Byard last year. That didn't work out. Howie Roseman. And I throw in the Sirianni thing. I'm being a little bit facetious with it.
So much good.
Sirianni deserves to be blamed for a lot. Trust me, he does. He deserves to be blamed for a lot. But I don't want Howie Roseman getting a pass because people just hate Sirianni so much. You look at the defensive talent, that is on your general manager.